Hello y'all, welcome back to the Craft Castle. So today is going to be kind of interesting and a little bit of a learning process for everyone, including myself. We are going to do another Xtool tutorial, kind of a walkthrough, unboxing, little thing. We're just going to get to know the Xtool a little bit better, the design program, all the materials that it can cut, all that fun jazz. Okay, if you remember in that unboxing video I did for the Xtool, I got this huge box of all the material that you can cut or engrave with your Xtool. So we're just gonna go through this entire box and we're just gonna figure out like what it can cut, what it can't cut, if it can engrave. I had already did a little bit of research because I had a ton of questions about whether or not it can cut acrylic. Sad to say, the only 3 pieces of acrylic I could figure out how to cut with this machine is black, orange, and red. The reason for that is the laser beam of the Xtool is blue. And I know you're probably wondering why in the world would a blue laser have anything to do with cutting acrylic? Well, I thought the same thing. So apparently blue lasers frazzle clear and other blue acrylic and mirror acrylics. It like frazzles the frequency, like the blue laser is on one frequency, and in order to cut like clear or metallics or blue acrylic, that has to be cut on a different frequency. And because they're on different frequencies, the blue laser ends up melting the acrylic. So no clear, no mirror gold acrylic, no mirror silver. Those are like the top 3 colors that everyone wanted to know that if you can cut it or not. You cannot. Okay, so we're gonna get started. We're gonna go through this entire box, everything they gave me. I'm also going to show you a little bit of the design program itself, just so you can kind of get acclimated to it. While this is a brand new machine for me, it will be for you as well. So at least we can kind of figure out what this machine looks like and the design program. Oh, also another thing that I wanted to mention, this design program is in what is called beta. So it's brand new. Remember, the Xtool hasn't been on the market for very long, so their design program isn't very vast. Now, with that being said, I'm sure they'll add more projects to the design program or different things that you can do. But here in the Xtool, everything is pretty much free that you can see on. There's not like an additional upgrade that you're going to have to do in order to use the program. I'm going to start with more of the laser items first because I think that's what we're all here for, right? Oh, before we get started, I wanted to show you my current setup of what the machine looks like on my desk and how it has to be plugged into the window to vent out and all of that jazz. So I'm going to show you what that looks like, and then we'll get back to the computer and we'll do a little bit of design work and a little bit of cutting and engraving. So I got this cute rolling desk. It fits perfectly for the Xtool. This little cart thing is perfect. It will hold all of my Xtool supplies. That right there is the rotary attachment that goes to that laser cutter over there. So essentially this is going to house all of the laser cut items. And then when I'm not using it, I can just roll it back into place like that. And then there's locking caster wheels so that it is out of the way, but at least for when it's in use, I can roll it to my table and connect it away. Okay, and I just wanted to show you, this is what it's going to look like when it's venting out of your window. You're just going to have a vent stuck out the window. You can get like a little metal bracket if you want this more of a permanent fixture so you don't have a hole right here. In the wintertime, what I would do if you don't want to get a metal thing is all you need to do is just shove some towels or something cheap like a piece of foam, whatever. But this is starting up and then we'll get started on our projects. Okay, so I made myself small because we're really not here to see me. We're here to see the design program and how it works. So here I am down at the bottom. Here is the up-to-date bed image. It's exactly the image that's what's inside of the Xtool right now. When you open it and put something in there and then you shut it, that beeping noise, that is giving you an up-to-date refreshed image of what it looks like inside of the bed. You did hear that little chirping noise. I wish I can figure out how to turn that off, but I can't. And so that's what we get, is that little chirping noise. Here on the far left is going to be like your BFFs. These are going to be your friends. Over here in this little tab right here, you can pick any of these shapes. I am not sure. I've tried trying to figure out like what in the world would you need this for? I have no idea. But it's there. It's there for your choosing. If you insert it and you don't like it, just press delete. And then we'll just go back in here and I am going to choose just like a leaf. And then you can lock this right up here at the top. And then it will, when you make it bigger, all the sides will go proportioned evenly. So then it's not going to be misshapen. If you unclick that lock and then you move this around. You see how you can make it like all different sizes? You don't want that, or I don't like that type of stuff. So I always make it locked. So if you don't like the way it looks, you can press Control Z on your keypad and it will go back. Or you can come over here and press undo. So we're just going to leave that over to the side for right now. And then let's insert a text box. So I pressed the text box, I pressed on your canvas, and this right here says hello. Now, like in Cricut Design Space, if you double click on your text box, you'll be able to edit here. You can't do that here. You have to go over here into hello and double click that, and then you can put whatever you want. So I'm gonna put Ashley Falco. And you can readjust the size here, but then you could also go over into the lock and then readjust it like this. That's how I always like to do stuff. Okay, and the typeface, this is gonna be all of your fonts that are downloaded on your computer, which I love. So I'm just gonna scroll down. Ooh, let's see here. I have this one, Bohemian Soul. This particular font, I had seen it pop up. Do you see how that H right here, it's gonna be small and you can't zoom in, but you see how that H has like a little glyph on there? I was seeing if it would pop up and it doesn't. That's a bummer. Same thing like with, it's not gonna pop up. So same thing with the Cricut is you have to like use the character map. I'm not sure if that's the same way that's here, but obviously we're not getting glyphs for that, but that's fine. So we're just gonna delete that and we'll just do my name. Okay, then you can obviously change the spacing, give it like a bold if you want to do bold, and if you wanted to do italic. That's pretty basic. So in the vector, this is like where you're gonna be able to like draw things. So like now I have like some weird shapes. So you can make your own shapes or your own lines. That's really cool. I'm not sure what extract is because like what is that? I have no idea. So that's going to be for another day when I can figure out a little bit more how this works, but I'm just going to press cancel and exit out of that. And then over here into insert, you could do a line, you can do a rectangle, you can do a circle. It's the same thing as shapes. I'm not sure why they give you two of the same thing, but it's just an extra shapes, extra whatever. Okay, if you go over into image, this is where you get to upload all of your own SVG files. We can do, oh, these are my cake sticks that I love to make. Now, these right here pops up. It's too large to be displayed in the canvas. Do you want to scale it down? I do not want to do that because I don't want to have to rescale anything. So I'm going to press no. And then all of these pop up. And these are all my cake sticks. So if you have an SVG file that's already put into your system, you can upload anything that you want on there. So over here on the right, you can do laser flat, which is going to be a laser cut. And then you can go over here into material. And let's say we're going to do black acrylic. So then it's already going to do normal adjustments for that. I always like to do auto measure. I don't care to do my own random thickness with some calipers. I always like to do an auto measure. And this raised height thing. Now, in the unboxing video, I had talked a little bit about this prisms, and it is what rises up your material if you're using a laser cutter so you don't get flashback or charring on the back of your material. Now, Xtool also sells a crumb tray, and that is going to be an additional charge. So if you don't want to purchase the crumb tray, these come with your machine and you can use that. So if you're using risers, the prisms to rise up your material, then you're going to want to put yes or no. Okay, so also you can just see at the very top, you have those like, same basic functions that we have going on. These are all like, we can arrange it to the front, the back, we can combine. Unite is like weld. So and then reflecting, all of this stuff I'm sure you have a basic knowledge of if you have a Cricut or if you've done a little bit of design work. Now over here in projects, which I love, is that they already come with a bunch of free files that you can use. So I'm just going to exit out of this, and over here it tells you like what machines you can use for blade cut. You're going to need a blade for that, or this is like wood. So I love that they already give us like a vast project, so we don't even have to do a whole lot of design work. We can just come into projects and we can look at what can be cut. So a rock coaster, let's start with a rock coaster because I actually have one already pulled out right here. This came in the box tool. So I am just going to take this, I'm gonna put it at center of my bed, and I'm gonna shut the thing. We're gonna go into this and start project. Do you want to save project? No. You don't want to save that. Okay, laser fat. We're going to refresh the image. Good enough. Okay, so we're going to drag this over here. So it says rock coaster. We're going to auto measure, and we're not going to heighten this. We're going to engrave it, and it already gives us our engrave settings for that. So how do I change this over? Edit image. There we go. Okay, so what I went ahead and did here is done that edit image, and then because it wouldn't let me adjust it, I went over here to erase, and then I made it small, and I deleted that Michael name. Okay, so there is that, and then I'm going to insert my text, put it over here, and I'm going to do mom. We're going to change this over into... We're just going to choose a font, select those tool, and we're going to align this center. Okay, that looks good. You're going to zoom out. We're going to right click and press group. And then I'm just going to align this kind of to where it looks like it's going to be center on the coaster. That looks really good, I think. Okay, so if we do rock coaster in process. Okay, and there it goes. It's going to be 28 minutes for that to engrave. That is a long time. So we're not going to do the whole thing. We're just going to do a little bit of it. This thing is significantly slower than it is for the Glowforge, and especially slower than the epilogue. Okay, I am just going to cancel this because I don't want to keep going. Again, 20 minutes is a really long time. We're going to open this up. And you can see how there is, I mean, it's engraved in there. It's nice and gray. I like it. Okay, the next thing that I opened up, I'm just going to put this over to the right because we're not going to use that. We're just going to do like normal circles and shapes. So we'll do it, we'll insert a shape, and I am going to do a heart. So I clicked on the heart, and I'm going to bring it over here, and I'm going to insert this wood coaster. I'm going to just drop it in there. So we're going to go over into material. We're going to look up wood coaster. Oh, and here it is. Pine coaster is what they're using. So we're just going to press use, and the settings will already put up there. Okay, I am just going to take this. Sorry, I'm going to make it smaller. I'm just going to fill this in. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I was in the score, and I wanted to go into the engrave. My goodness. Again, this is a learning process for everyone. So we're going to just go with what the program gives us, and there is that. Okay, and then we're just going to press process. So I figured out what the framing is. Framing is on the inside of your machine. If I press framing, it's going to tell me to press the button in the front, so I'm going to press the button. And the little head is just going to give you a small little light and show you about where it's going to engrave. If you like where it's going to engrave, press framing complete and then press start. Oh, and this is only going to take 2 minutes. Okay, then it says it's done, so we're just going to press done, and it's going to take us back to the home screen. We're going to open this up, and look at that. We have an engraved wood coaster, and we didn't have any masking, which is amazing. So everything that you use with a Glowforge, you have to mask. So this is amazing that you don't have to mask that, and there's like no charring. Okay, so let's do a little wood tag. This would be perfect for Christmas time. I'm going to put this right in the middle, just like everything else. And then all you need to do, you don't have to delete what you are working on. Let's say you're going to want to use this for a later time. We can just drag this over to the side. Anything that's not on the actual canvas is not going to want to engrave. So I'm just going to put like to me, from me, and we're going to drag this down to where it kind of just looks like it's going to be in the middle of our tag. Okay, and then we're just going to press process. I like the way that that's going to frame, so I'm just going to press complete, and then I'm going to press start. Press done. So just going to go back into the home screen. And here is the finished tag. I mean, that's super cute. Okay, so we are gonna do a metal tag or metal business card. This is pretty flimsy. It's a really flimsy, thin piece of metal. Cute business card. And I'm just gonna change this, and I'm gonna insert another shape, and let's do a moon. Drag that over, come over here and press engrave. And then I'm gonna also insert another text box, click right here, and I'm gonna put call me. I mean, it's a business card, right? And then go over into material, and I am just going to click more. I feel like that's the easiest way to do this. And I'm gonna put business card. There we go, metal business card. Press use. All the settings are going to be the way that it needs to. Select both of these, and I'm just going to make this straight. There we go. Press process. Ooh, you know what we didn't do? We did not change the call me maybe into an engrave. So you see how there is not filled in? That means that we have the wrong cut settings for that. or the wrong setting. So I'm going to click on that. It was on score, so I was correct. We're going to press engrave. And so now you have both engraved files. We'll press process. You cannot cut metal. Sadly, there's no cutting involved. Okay, I like what that's going to do. So then I'm gonna press start, sending file, press the button. 11 minutes. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I'm gonna wait 11 minutes for something like this. Okay, I'm just gonna stop this. So I'm gonna press cancel. Okay, so it looks like there is like some sort of film on this business card. So it's just taking away that film. Okay, what I am most excited about is this small little stainless steel heart. Now, you cannot do this on the Uplog and you cannot do this on the Glowforge. So if by chance this will do an engraving, I'm sold. Like this machine will just do all of the engraving. So I'm gonna put this over in the center and drop that in there. Okay, so then we're gonna go in here and we're gonna go with stainless steel tag right there. Press use. I'm gonna auto measure. Thickness failed. No. Let's drag this over to the bottom. It is weird that it's saying the thickness measure. Please try and raise your material. I shouldn't have to because it's their material. Ouch. Okay, we're just gonna wing this. Let's see if it works. So I already have the stainless steel tag. It is a laser cut file, and I'm gonna go into process, and let's make sure we're gonna frame this correct. Looks good. So I'm gonna press framing complete, and then we'll press start. Let's hope this works. I can already see it. I think it did it. Okay, so we're just gonna press done, and I'm gonna open this up. Yeah, this is cool. Look at that. Oh my gosh, it can engrave on metal. So here's the deal. The Glowforge and the Uplog cannot do this without a spray. You would have to buy a spray, and those sprays are like actually pretty expensive. Okay, so if nothing else, if you're not interested in cutting or engraving on business cards or engraving on pieces of wood or even cutting acrylic, because not everyone's going to be acrylic, but if you're a jewelry maker and you're like stamping the jewelry, I'm sure it's not the same thing. I know it's not, but the fact that we can take a shiny piece of metal and engrave on it. Do you see that? Do you see that? I mean, this machine is worth it just for this little tag. So let's move on to the Cricut side of things. I have already done one of my invitations on glitter cardstock, so it's already like dirty and used. The thing with I would call this a Cricut mat is that it's sticky on both sides. So we have one side that's sticky, that's what you're gonna put your materials on, but also on the back side of this is also sticky. And the reason for that is when you lay this into the bed, it's gonna slide around because there's nothing that's holding it in place. That's why it's sticky on this side. All we do is peel off that stickiness. This is sticky, and we just lay this inside. Okay, there's that. Okay, so we have vinyl. I'm just gonna put the vinyl in here. And this is sticker vinyl, the stuff that you put on your car windows, like removable vinyl. Shut the lid, and there is the vinyl. Now, so up here at the very top, it says laser flat. We wanna click that, and we wanna do blade cut, which is like now what we're shifting on to. Okay, and I am going to just do a heart. I'm gonna drag this over. So we're gonna do a heart, and I mean, what's the size of this? It is pretty small. 0.3 inches in height, so it's pretty small. And I'm gonna leave the moon bigger. So we're just gonna do these two, and then you would just wanna press process. Now, if you're only using the Cricut blade for this, you can go ahead and pull the tube out of your window and shut your window. You don't have to be venting while you're doing this. You do have to vent when you're using the laser cutter. It took about a minute, less than a minute to do that. So we're just gonna press done, and we're gonna open this up and pull the material off. Then I am just going to weed out all the excess. Probably can do a thicker setting or a like deeper pressure for this, because this is kind of hard to weed. But I mean, it still does weed, but it was kind of difficult to weed. But there it is. Let's do some HTV. There we go. We always want to put the carrier sheet side down. So this one is called PU heat transfer vinyl. And then just press process. I don't want to frame. No need for that. Press the go button. I do have to say, I feel like it's a little bit slower than the Cricut too. Oh yeah. See, this one cut so much more easier than the last one did. But here is the weighted HTV. So it can cut HTV perfect. I mean, that is a solid cut right there. Now, I was asked if you can cut fabric. So I have some white leather. So I'm gonna add this in there. I'm gonna drag this moon and the star or the moon and the heart over here, and I'm gonna select PU leather, press process, and start. Okay, now that it's done, I'm gonna open this up, and ooh, it like cuts out like butter. I didn't even have to tug on it or anything. I'm gonna open this up. Okay, here's that plastic PVC stuff. I would also use this. I make my own embossing folders. It's kind of the same material. So, I mean, you could use it for your DIY embossing folder. So let's go that, and we're just pressing start. Okay, so we're just gonna press done. We'll see if this works. Okay, so this is the first one where their settings that they gave me are not perfect. If you can see, the cutouts are great on the left, but not on the right. Like, I would have to go through this again. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick this back in there, and then I'm just gonna drag this over. Make sure when you do this and when you're adjusting your cut settings, write down what settings you had previously used, because when you go to user defined parameters, it'll reset. I am going to do the cut pressure. I'm gonna go more than 360. So let's do 400. Oh, the most pressure we can get is 360. So then we're gonna keep the speed at 80, but instead of doing 4 passes, let's do 6 passes and press process. See if this worked. You know, it's the strangest thing. So even with more passes, it's still wanting to cut the left, but not the right side, just like that. Okay, so this I would say is a fail. I would also put down, since this did not work, I would also do our new settings, 360, 80, and 6. Probably needs less speed. And then, but I'm gonna give up for that. So I'm just gonna put that with that, and then put didn't work. So when I go to use this material next time, I'm going to be able to know that these settings right here didn't work for it, and so then I can continue adjusting it. Okay, let's try a pencil. Normally you would use a guide for this, but because this is just going to be a simple little pencil, I'm just going to put the prisms right next to it so it doesn't roll around. There we go, just like that. Hard to see, but I put the 2 prisms together and then laid the pencil on top. We got that. We're gonna make this real small. Okay, I am going to auto measure this. It probably is like, what is this girl doing? And I'm going to just make this small, make this really teeny. Let's see, this is wood. So let's use the engrave settings, 160 with 1 pass. We're gonna use the same engrave settings as I would for the wood tabs for this one, since it's wood. Again, if they don't work, it's fine. We can readjust them here in a minute. I'm gonna frame this. Seemed like it did all right. We're just gonna press that and then press start. Okay, I think those cut settings or those engrave settings are too strong. Oh yeah, I'm not even gonna pull it out because I don't want to move this, but that is like way too strong. So I'm gonna shut this, drag it over to the side, and we're gonna make this just a little bit smaller because it seems to be just a little bit too big. I like the way the Mons is at the top. There we go, just like that. Okay, now because it was too much power, it like burnt it. So we're gonna drop the power down just a little bit. Press process, and I'm just gonna press start because I already know that the positioning of where it's at is perfect. That seems to be way too much still, so I'm gonna press done. Okay, I am going to drop this down again to about 50, and I'm gonna speed it up just a little bit. I think maybe doing like a lower power, faster speed will probably help. That is so cute. It's still a little bit too deep, but it looks a lot cuter than it did. So I'm just gonna close this down, and it looks like it got cut off, but in the actual pencil, it's not cut off. So it's just the way the camera is focusing in on it. I think let's speed it up just a little bit. So let's do 90 for that. And again, a lot of trial and error when it comes to doing any type of laser, especially if it's just like some random thing that you want to try and laser, you have no idea. The machine has no idea what type of settings that you want. That's why it's just like you just put something in there and you keep fine tuning your settings until you get the right settings. We'll go a little bit faster. I'm gonna do 140. I know that's a lot. It's very fast. We're gonna jump it real fast, but okay, perfect. So you can tell that the very first one we did was like deeper than anything, and it just kept getting like less and less and less. This is exactly what we want. I like the engrave of this, where it's not too deep. Now that you have this, we can go back with your pen and your piece of paper, and you could do like pencil. And then our settings are 50, 140. So now every single time you go to do these pencils right here, this is going to be like that. And you're going to know the settings of what to do for this. Let's do one more. So we have a really cute finished product. Let's do framing complete and then press start. Alrighty. Here's a cute little pencil that has our engraving on it. It says Mom's. Mom's pencil. Right there. So cute. Perfect for personalized gifts for back to school or even teacher gifts too. You could put like your teacher's name on here. All right, y'all, I sure hope that I helped you out just a little bit in deciding on whether or not you wanted an Xtool. And anything else that we have going on for the Xtool, I'll have it linked all down at the bottom of the description in this video. Links to the unboxing, or if we do further videos for it, there'll be a whole slew, I'm sure, of things that we're going to learn. Next up is how to assemble that rotary tool and how to use that. All right, y'all, I will see you later.